What's up guys, Ruppy here bringing you my Week 5 battle for the A-Drive Army Battle League, as my 4-0 Columbus Swoo are about to face a daunting task in trying to keep the 0-4, sorry, just getting things set up here, as per usual. We have a daunting task ahead of us in trying to keep the 0-4 Omaha Omastars from getting their first win on us with such a powerful team. My team is off to the left, but I'm predicting him to bring us off to the right, though to be perfectly honest, the 6 I have off to the right, he could easily sub them out for a number of things, so if I have to make a couple of changes to that, I would not be surprised. So, this is going to be rough, I'm not going to lie. So, challenge has been sent. And after I get everything all taken care of as per usual, we will see what he brought to the table and how well I'm going to stack up against it. I am kind of afraid right now, not going to lie. This is going to be a rough one. Alrighty, I'm going to go ahead, grab the link and share it where it needs to go. Link has been posted for my game with Fausty, and let's see what he brings to the table. He brought Heliolisk, Mega Lopunny, Mew, Landorus Incarnate, Dragalge, and Togekiss. So, 2/3 of the team right, which has been kind of the norm. He did not bring Kecleon, which is actually a bit of a weight off my shoulders. I'm going to go ahead and replace you with the Togekiss quick. My keyboards will cooperate with me here. I'm going to plop you down. What about there? That works. And he did not bring the Escavalier, which is... I'm actually okay. Actually, I don't know how to feel about this, because on one hand, I'm happy he did not bring the Escavalier, because it actually was a bit of a problem for my team. But, well, from a more defensive standpoint. On the other hand, the fact that he brought the Dragalge instead does kind of worry me a tiny bit. So this is going to boil down to... He brought some of his bigger wall-breaking threats, is basically what happened here. Alrighty. Okay, we got our mod here. Specs are now being ignored, and okay. So, I have a number of different things I could lead with here, seeing what he brought to the table. I think what I'm going to do is lead off with my Scarf Mabel, because I should be, depending on what he brings in, I should be able to get a U-turn out. Probably the only thing I really do not want Mabel to face right out of the gate would potentially be Landorus, because I have to deduce if that thing is scarfed or not. Knowing whether or not that Landorus is... That thing, other than potentially Heliolisk, which would... It wouldn't surprise me, but it wouldn't... I don't see it being too likely, but... He has 2 potential Rock Setters. Unless he's packing... Unless that Mew is more defensive, he has no... Or he could run on Togekiss too. I'm not really seeing it in my head, but... Yeah, this is going to take a bit of work. Plain and simple. Alrighty. Basically, from what I'm seeing in front of me, there is a very good chance that Landorus is scarfed. And if that's the case, I need to chip that thing down, and I need to get it... I need to either get rid of it quickly, or get rid of its scarf ASAP. Which is basically going to require... trying to somehow lure that thing into a knockoff from Mineshow. That's basically what this is kind of boiling down to in my head right now. He's unless Showdown's having some sort of weird issue, he's really thinking about his opening play. He's gonna straight off lead with the Dragalge. Okay, not a lead I was necessarily anticipating, but either he's hoping to get a big hit off on something right out of the gate, or he's looking to try to set up T-Spikes, which, honestly, I'm not too bothered by T-Spikes. The only two things that wouldn't like it are 2/3 of my Volt Turn core, but I can just bring in Mega Venusaur and absorb those later is the thing. I really don't like the idea of Mabel taking a big hit, depending on what kind of set he's running, but I could get some major damage off on this thing right now with a Zen Headbutt. And because Jirachi's naturally much faster than Dragalge anyway, he would not know I'm Scarfed. So I'm just going to go ahead and fire off a Zen Headbutt on this thing. There's a good chance he probably switches into something, but Zen Headbutt should still do a pretty nice chunk to everything else. Probably barring the Mew, but yep, he's going to go ahead and just switch into the Mew. Which is fair enough. And I see leftovers on the Mew. That Mew has leftovers. That thing is definitely... Well, actually... Let's not jump to conclusions just yet, because... Mew could run leftovers in a number of different scenarios, is the thing. So, part of me wants to expect him to get his rocks up right now. Part of me wants to expect if he's got knockoff, he might use it. Trying to think here. How do I want to go about this? There are a number of things I could do, but there are a number of things I don't like doing necessarily. I don't want Mabel losing a Scarf if it's if this thing is knockoff. I severely doubt he's going to. Well, if he is a more utility Mew, and he's giving me no indication otherwise at this point, just judging off this how this team is structured. I'm going to take a bit of a gamble here. I'm going to go into Herbivore and see what he wants to do. He's going to go ahead and set up his rock. So this thing is his rocker. That is very good information to know. Granted, I now need to find the point in time to get these rocks out of here. But I'm not in that bad of a position right now, to be honest. If he's packing some sort of Psychic-type move, I honestly don't think it's going to do a whole lot to me. Given the kind of build he is. I mean, any damage he does is easily removed with Synthesis. I'm just gonna go ahead and Sludge Bomb, because he has no... I mean... Dragalge resists, but beyond that... Him not bringing us Cavalier means I'm free to fire off Sludge Bombs all day. For the most part. I basically want to see exactly what this Mew is. The fact that it's got rocks shows me he's very likely a more defensive set, which was a pretty good call on my part. If he is packing a Psychic-type move, I can eat it. I wouldn't necessarily take a crit too well, but I'll cross that bridge if I come to it. I'm gonna go ahead and Mega Evolve. Okay, that is not a defensive Mew. I do get the poison off, which is nice, but... Okay, that could have worked out a whole lot better for me. So he's a more offensive Mew, packing rocks. See, this is the problem with this thing. Well, actually, knowing that now, knowing he's more of an offensive set with rocks, really I see no reason not to go into Emeth here. The problem is going to be finding a point in time where I can get Mega Venusaur in safely. And eat up a hit. So I'm just gonna go into Emeth. That Earth Power is not gonna do anything to me. I think he was probably expecting my Rachi, judging from what he just pulled. So Stealth Rock, Psychic, and Earth Power. Okay, good to know. I'm just gonna get my own rocks up here. I have a feeling he's probably gonna switch. Maybe he's packing the Shadow Ball, but even Shadow Ball... Yeah, even Shadow Ball, Emeth can eat up here without much issue. Getting these rocks off the field is going to be a priority. He's just going to switch into the Togekiss. I'm going to go ahead and get my own rocks up. Now, you are a bit of a problem, to be perfectly honest, because you setting up a nasty plot in my face right now would actually not surprise me in the slightest. Alternatively, as much as I would hate bringing it in on it, I could bring in... I'm just trying to think of how I should go about this. This is kind of a bad spot for me. This is a bad spot. I'm just going to go ahead and go into Super Saiyan. Against my better judgment, just because these rocks are a potential issue. But I can probably get some damage off on him and maybe try to threaten this thing out. Because I'd be kind of almost forcing a switch into Landorus there in that scenario. Okay, so In's gonna come Super Saiyan. I'm gonna take rocks damage, so I don't... Wow! Was not expecting that! Ooh, well, that was unexpected and very nasty. Never-ending Nightmare. He was Ghostium Z. Oh boy, this is just going off the rails for me. Okay. I need to get this back on track somehow. Problem is, I almost have a feeling he's gonna switch into Landorus, but if I HPI's predicting that, I'm just gonna click Volt Switch. If he switches into Landorus, I can hard switch. This is all sorts of problematic for me right now. I am not gonna lie. Ghostium Z. Well, at least now I know this thing burned its Z move, which is good information to have. Shadow Ball is probably the only move thing to be packing that really would have... Yeah, it lines up about right. If he switches out into Landorus, I'll decide what to do from there. Otherwise, I'm free to pretty much Volt Switch on anything, get some damage off, and then figure out what to go to try to get momentum back in my favor here. He's gonna switch out into the Heliolisk, which I get a nice Volt Switch off on. I'm going to lose Super Saiyan pretty soon to the Life Orb, which is really problematic. You are a giant problem, Heliolisk. You are a giant problem indeed. Let me see something quick. Yeah, without that... I'm actually fairly free to go back into Emeth here if I want. You know, I think that's what I'm going to do, because I need these rocks out of here. I need these rocks gone. I'm just going to go ahead and rapid spin. There's really nothing he can do to stop me from doing it. Unless this thing is... Well, what if it's... Let's see real quick. Yeah, if it's rocking specs, it still can't 2-hit KO me with leftovers. So I'm free to rapid spin here. And then realistically, I could actually take this thing out with an Earth Power from this range. Between the rocks and then the damage it took from Volt Switch. So Super Saiyan pretty much has one hit left in him. He's going to go back into this thing. Which honestly does not bother me too much. Basically, what would be a disaster right now if he revealed the Shadow Ball. Which, from here, I could reasonably take, to be perfectly honest. I just can't let this thing start setting up nasty plots on me if that's what he's running. Because that could be disastrous. I'm going to go ahead and fire off a Psy Shock just to get some damage off on this thing. I'm probably making a mistake here. But... Yep, he's going to straight up fire off a Shadow Bolt. He gets the special defense drop, which hurts a bit. Okay. Where do I want to proceed from here? Because he got the special defense drop on Claydol. So this next Shadow Ball is going to do something to me. I've got this thing in range now, where if he doesn't roost, Mabel can take it out with an Iron Head. And I know he's not a choice because he burned the Ghostium Z. And I have a feeling I'm going to need Emeth for more. Because I'm trying to consider now, do I sack off Super Saiyan, knowing what it can do for me? Potentially. Herbivore's not going to be much help to me either at this point. Togekiss is easily going to outspeed me. Shadow Ball wouldn't do much, but Air Slash would take me out. I mean, reasonably, as much as I hate to finally let Herbivore go down for the first time this season, at this point, it's kind of dead weight to some degree. Super Saiyan at least still has one good hit it can get off, is the thing. The problem, well, Herbivore was my answer to Mega Lopunny, and now it's not because of the Mew. Is basically what happened here. I'm gonna go into Herbivore. I'm gonna let it go. I am really sorry, Herbivore. But it is what it is, I'm afraid. I outspeed? Okay! Was not expecting that. Was he some kind of bulky or Togekiss? That's the only reason, because I'm only running 16 speed EVs. I'm in an even 200 speed here. Okay! So, the Herbivore is probably going to go down for the first time this game, but it at least takes the Togekiss with it. Which is actually really good. So, I do end up drawing first blood in this game after all. So, basically, depending on what he brings in now, I can make my next move from there. If he brings in the Mew, there's a chance he might try to prioritize rocks over taking out Herbivore, which will allow me to get a synthesis off. He's gonna go into Heliolisk, which is fine. I can accept that. There is no way this Heliolisk is slower than Herbivore. No way. So sorry, Herbivore. We had a great run this season, but for the sake of being able to grab momentum, I have to let you go down. I'm going to Giga Drain anyway, just in case he tries to pull some kind of weird shenanigan. But he's just going to Dark Pulse. For the first time this season, Herbivore is going to fall. I apologize, my mighty tank. But, okay, so this thing is, in fact, Life Orbed. So, no Scarf for Heliolisk, which is good to know. This thing is reasonably in a range where I can bring in Mabel and fire off a hit on it. Or fire off a hit on anything, really. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to go into Mabel now. If he stays in, this is where I reveal I'm Scarfed. But reasonably, just kind of briefly running over my options here, trying to see what the best move I could make would be, because depending on what he wants to, what kind of play he wants to make. Reasonably, it looks like just going for Iron Head is probably my best bet. So I'm just gonna go for Iron Head. If he keeps this thing in, I outspeed and it dies because I'm Scarfed. If he brings in something else, it's not going to appreciate taking an Iron Head, especially with rocks still on the field. I think this is where things are going to start swinging back in my favor. I took the Togekiss out, which is actually, that was crucial, basically, to trying to get this game back in order and enact my plan, which is basically still revolving around late game cleanup duty with Dragonite. Because now I've got Togekiss gone, means I can freely fire off Dragon Claws on a lot of things, to be perfectly honest. Heliolisk pretty much dies to just about anything my Dragonite could throw at it from this range. Mega Lopunny is not going to appreciate taking well, this Mew's under half and it's poison, so one D-Claw will take it out, which will allow me to preserve my Dragonium Z for something else. The Landorus is still a potential, well, kind of an issue. I do have Ice Punch. He's going to go into the Mew, which I'm going to freely fire off an Iron Head on, and Mew is gone. Not bad, Mabel. So, he still has no idea that Mabel is Scarfed, and he is not aware I'm running two Scarfers. So really, this boils down to what he brings in next. There's a very good part of me that's almost half expecting Lando to come in at this point. I would not be surprised, to be perfectly honest. And then it would be time to deduce if that thing is Scarfed or not. Considering his team makeup, there's a very good chance it's Scarfed. Okay, so I'm up 5-4 right now. His two true defensive mods are out of the way. Dragalge's just kind of there, I guess. Alright. So, Mabel's just sitting here, waiting patiently. Probably humming a song to herself. What kind of song would Mabel sing? Well, Mabel could probably sing a number of songs to herself, to be perfectly honest, as she sits here waiting to see what lies in wait. Having Mew and Togekiss gone does take a lot of pressure. He's gonna go into the Dragalge. Okay. I would have preferred to kind of be locked into Zen Headbutt for this, but Ironhead's got a chance. He switched this thing out the moment we started, so I don't know exactly what kind of set this is. I'm wondering, should I go into... Nah, I can't take 2 Draco Meteors, even if this thing is a more especially defensive set. And the other good thing is with that Mew gone, rocks are off my field for the rest of the game. I'm just gonna go ahead and Iron Head and see what this thing wants to do. Well, that kind of worked, I guess. Not exactly... I'm just gonna Iron Head again. This thing's gonna live on... Sure, why not? I mean, I know it's what Mew's known best for, and I can't help it. I gotta work with the tools I have at my disposal. So, Dragalge gone. Didn't even get to see what it could do, thanks to Mabel playing the flinch games. You come in now, and I am almost willing to... I would gladly bet money that you are scarfed in some fashion. And Mabel still has some use to me, so I'm not too keen on keeping it in and finding out, because any sort of ground move will kill me. I'm just gonna go into Emeth, as he double switches into Lopunny. Okay. That was an interesting turn of events. I'm just gonna click Psyshock. He's probably just gonna Mega Evolve and Fake Out. I would not be surprised if that's what he does here. Emeth basically did its job for this game. Okay, so the interesting thing is, I do have a chance to live a return from this range. It's the funny thing. I'm just gonna click Psyshock again. I do have a chance to live a return and get some good damage off on this thing with a Psyshock. I still don't feel comfortable setting up with Dragonite just yet, because I have no idea what that Landorus is. I need to know for sure if that Landorus is Scarf, because that could be the deal breaker here. Because Landorus would still outspeed Dragonite at +1 with a Scarf. And he's just going to go ahead and Ice Punch, and down goes Emeth. Oh, so sorry, buddy. Realistically, though... I can go into Master Fung here and threaten him out. This might be the opportunity I've been waiting for. I mean, Mabel could also come in, outspeed, and... Mabel would outspeed with the Scarf, right? I just need to double check. I'm just getting a little paranoid about this now. I just need to double check. Just for the sake of my mental sync. Yeah, Mabel outspeeds. Realistically though, I could easily go into Master Fung here and threaten him out. I mean, well, High Jump Kick's a 2-hit KO, considering it's already coming on rocks once. So I'm gonna go into Master Fung. I think Master Fung could actually clean up from here. I might not even need Jasper at this point. Unless for some ungodly reason this thing is packing Protect. I'm free to fire off a High Jump Kick. And nothing is going to appreciate taking it. Heliolisk easily would have died even without the rocks up. This thing dies without the rocks up. Landorus, considering it's already come... Coming out rocks once and take... Yup. Scarf Master Fung grabs a kill. He's gonna go into this thing, which... Well, I mean, it's not the exact damage I wanted, but... I mean, I still can't necessarily... I don't still necessarily know if this thing is scarfed or not. I'm gonna fire off a high jump kick anyway, get some massive damage off. I'm probably gonna lose Master Fung in the process, but his Heliolisk dies to just about anything I could throw at him from this point. High jump kick does a nice amount of damage. Uh-oh. Oh, that could be a problem. That could be a problem. Okay, he's Life Orb, but he's Rock Polish. Oh, this is a problem. Actually, no, it's not. It is. This is no. There's no problem here. Never mind. Sorry, I was getting ahead of myself. I still have my multi-scale intact with Dragonite. So even if he does have HP Ice, he's not going to be able to. Even with a Life Orb. Even if he could be Sheer Force, he's not going to OHKO me. I just want to double check something here, because I feel like I want to end this battle in style. Potentially. Well, if he has HP Ice, he's probably going to use it. Now, you know what? I'm just going to get the style kill now. Because, why not? Fire off that devastating Drake to take out the Landorus. And honestly, Heliolisk can't even kill me from this range. So Jasper is still going to be able to clean up, as we originally thought. It's going to eat the Dragon Pulse. Fire off this D-Claw. Jasper cleaning up, as was its role. And I dodged yet another bullet with a 3-0 win to keep my undefeated record intact. I need to stop facing teams that are going to give me heart attacks. But I was going to say, if I did not bring Jasper to this game, if I brought Kingdra instead, like part of me was actually considering, this could have been a whole different scenario. That would have been ball game right there for sure. But Jasper saves the day once again. And we are going to remain undefeated. Great game, Fausty. That Landorus had me scared there at the end. I will say that. You had me off balance right from the beginning. I needed to kind of get my bearings and recover, but it only gets harder from here, guys. So thank you all so very much for watching. I have been Ruppy, and my Columbus Swoo and I are going to see you guys next time. Take care. Whew.